Arsenal Fan TV America, welcome back. A new episode for you here from the United States, from the USA, Pacific Northwest. We're here in the Northwest of the United States. And we welcome you back to our show. This upcoming Sunday, as you all know, will be the last game of the Premier League season. Today we had one game played. And that game, and the reason we're out here today to talk to you about the four that are going to go to Champions League football next year, the top four of the Premier League. Earlier, Manchester United played Chelsea at Old Trafford, and Manchester United were able to successfully book their place, regardless of the next game, which we all know. The last game for the Premier League, everyone will play at 8:30. Arsenal plays at 8:30. Everyone else plays at 8:30 a.m. Arsenal will play Wolverhamptons, which is Wolves, at home. That game, of course, doesn't matter for Arsenal because we qualified to the Champions League anyways. With us, of course, will be Man City that won the league. And if Manchester City won the Champions League, they still have that game with Inter Milan in Istanbul in Turkey. So if they win that game, they'll automatically qualify anyways to the Champions League. So we'll see what happens for them, to them. Don't care. And Manchester United now are third after today's game. They played 37. They have 72. Newcastle played the same amount of games. They played 37, but they have only 70 points. Now, what happens next game for them? They both qualified to the Champions League football. Why? Because Liverpool, which is fifth, have 66. If Liverpool wins, they have 69. Well, Newcastle United have already 70. So it doesn't matter Newcastle United's next game. But it does matter between them and Man United, who finishes third. So if Man United keep winning and they win the next game, then Newcastle have no chance to be third. And United will be 75 points. If United fail to win and Newcastle win, then it's a different story. Newcastle go third. And Man United finishes fourth. They have to play that extra game in Europe. Of course, it's nicer, safer, better for Manchester United, especially to win to get the third place, because still you're top four, but you're not. The last one, you're third. To them it might look a little better. Anyways, so those are the teams that are confirmed to go next and be the top four. And go next to the Champions League football. So the top four of Premier League England this year: Manchester City, Arsenal, Newcastle United, and Manchester United. For now, it's Manchester United third and Newcastle United fourth. We'll see if that changes at the end of this week. Now, let's talk about Arsenal a little bit also, because we have to. Hopefully, the A team shows up on Sunday and we win this game. We always want to win. But of course, you read a lot of mixed messages now because we already are second and it's confirmed. So some of them, you'll see posts on the internet saying, listen, let's see where we were 3 years ago. Finished 8th. Horrible. And then last year, 6th. And then this year, 2nd. So there's progress. Well, here, let me kind of share this thought here with you. If you put that on a nice post and write some nice words about Arteta and about the development of the team and whatnot, you absolutely have a perspective here. And you have a case to build that Arsenal now play better and they know each other's more. It could be the captain. It could be also the longevity of the players together. They've been together for a while. Only Gabby Jesus tried to integrate himself, but he did that nicely. And Zinchenko, as you could see, the new players. But let's just, again, look at that perspective. Finish 8th, finish 6th, finish 2nd. Okay, progress. That's great. But that's also, let's talk about the other perspective now. The ones that don't really accept other than where Arsenal should be. Meaning, you could do that with a club like West Ham. You could say, hey, we finished, 11th, and now we finished 9th, and, we finished 7th. And that with all due respect to West Ham, of course. But what I mean is, any club in England, you can go do that with Leeds United. Also, Leeds United have history. But go do that with whatever club you want. But not Arsenal Football Club. because at Arsenal, we're used to always being in that top, football category. We're kings of London. We're the best football team in London. We play the best football in London. So if we in the capital play the best football, therefore we actually is a big possibility that we play the best football in the land. So Arsenal have this history, massive history of, Champions League football. How many years we were in it? We haven't won it yet, but we participated, year in and year out. We participated for 20 years in a row in the Champions League knockouts. And that's by itself an accomplishment. How many Premier Leagues. We're the only standing team that still won the Premier League 2004. I remind you, untouchables. We didn't lose a single game. So with that history, now that fan will tell you, listen, I don't accept to be 8th and then 6th and then. No, I hired a coach that gets paid, $8 million or something? I mean, that's a lot of money. So that coach has to get results right away. And this year was the time we waited for this coach. We expected that Mikel Arteta is going to do it this year. And we're going to win the Premier League. So him not doing that is, in my eyes or in those fans' eyes, something that you did not accomplish. So there's no accomplishments by Mikel Arteta this year. Second is not an accomplishment. Yes, Champions League football is a great thing to be, but this club, again, is used to it very much that I don't see it as a reward. But also you fumbled that last year, and we said that's not that important. And you did that again towards the end of the year. You lost the Premier League towards the end of the year. So it's a repetitive thing. Now we're doing the same thing and we're expecting different results. And he's not going to give us different results. I don't know if next year, after Chelsea get their stuff together, Man United, now have Erik ten Hag for 2, which I think is a better coach or one of the best coaches in the Premier League, to be honest with you, the Ajax or the former Ajax man. But you have a lot of clubs, you have Newcastle United now and all that money. They are richer than Man City and PSG and Arsenal and Man United combined. And now Man United with the new purchase also, now it's a new club and oil money is going to be used to buy a whole lot of players here. So that's just a game that's played in England or the Premier League. So Liverpool is not going to just lay and say, okay, 2 bad seasons in a row. Jurgen Klopp will feel the heat and they'll call for his head. They already did. And the guy just won them the Premier League not too long ago. Got to the Champions League final how many times? So it's brutal. It's not forgiving at the Premier League level. But I'm not just sure why is Mikel Arteta the only one forgiven and everyone kind of defends him. That doesn't sit with me. But it is what it is. For now, he is the football manager for the club I support and love. Before support, I love Arsenal Football Club. But it doesn't make him a bad guy. But it just, I'm not convinced what happened this year. Didn't convince me with Arsenal at all. It was a slap. It was like cold water thrown in my face. So I really woke up and I thought to myself, I don't know, after the Europa League exit and how we lost at home, penalty kicks for Sporting Lisbon. What are you going to do against Real Madrid? What are you going to do against Bayern Munich and such? And the Italian giants that are now also better. Not convinced by the lack of trophies. Not convinced by the lack of spirit in the team. They've showed it, I know we saw 38 games, might be 8 games Arsenal didn't play or didn't show. But how about the other 30? No, this is the Premier League. These players don't get paid $100 a week. They don't get paid even $10,000 a week. If you get paid $200,000 a year as a player or make, whatever, regular salaries like somebody, then I will be okay giving those excuses. But that's a manager that makes millions of dollars. And those players makes hundreds of thousands of dollars every single week. So they are superhero stats. They're not to be treated like college kids or school kids that you can, yes, say, hey, no problems. You hung the whole entire year, but you didn't get number 1 place. Okay, let's just do it next year. Let's be solid and strong. that gumbaya lalidadi stuff that's not in the Premier League on a professional level, on such a humongous scale. Again, you get paid to do a good job, not to throw out excuses. You get paid to do a good job by producing results. And again, I didn't see results, and I don't know if there are going to be ever results, and that's just my opinion. I speak to plenty of Arsenal fans, my coaching staff, my players, all the parents. They all, most of them, let's say 75% of our academy support Arsenal Football Club. So I talked to a massive portion of fans here in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest of the USA, and everybody I talked to have the same opinion. Disappointed, very disappointed for that finish for the Premier League. Last year we had the same exact situation. We were very disappointed not to go to the Champions League, but this is bigger. So you went on and disappointed us last year and said, how am I going to make it worse? So you did make it worse, disappointed us even more. You could say whatever you want to say. This is my opinion. And again, opinion also for a lot of people I talk to, or most of them. If you're against that opinion, if not with it, and you think he's doing a good job, it's great for you. But again, for other clubs, I'm going to always support my club. For other clubs, it's okay, but I know the history of my club, and that's why I'm saying it's not okay. But again, I respect your opinion. I hope you respect mine, and that's why we're here to tell you our opinions, opinions of people that share comments, opinion of people that we meet on the streets that support Arsenal, that love this club, to know their opinion and to know where everybody else thinks we should be. And hey, listen, as fans, I think we have the right to voice our opinion. And again, we should not jump on each other's as fans. Let everyone speak their opinion and respect it. And you might take something out of it. Perception is reality, right? And everyone has their own perception. And all I ask here on Arsenal Football Club, that we respect that opinion and we learn from each other's. Maybe someone, I know a lot of comments here taught me a lot of things I couldn't see about certain games. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate always the constructive criticism from all our fans and all our comments. But hey, listen, we're all human also. Sometimes we do a mistake, close our eyes here or there. For me, I just want Arsenal to win the Premier League. That's all I'm after. I'm not worried about Champions League or this or that right now. I'm wanting to get back to win something. We always won something with Arsene Wenger, something. And you remember the FA Cup, of course. You know that Arsenal is the most that won the FA Cup in the land. But to go out of all competitions and at the touchline to go out of the Premier League, to me, that's unacceptable. With the way, these players and those managers and those wages are paid today, the expectations are much, much more. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. I thank you very, very much for today's episode, for being and watching. And hopefully we see you after the Sunday with a massive win for Arsenal. And at that time, we'll talk about transfers and whatnot. Don't forget the Declan Rice rumor is still going on. Hopefully we can get him. I don't know. Maybe he costs too much money. But Granit Xhaka now is Bayer Leverkusen, Germany, has to move because of his family. I don't know, something is wrong. His body language also on the field last game wasn't right. So I'm not sure if this is happening or not. There are rumors. I don't know. I read about them just like you. But we'll see what happens, and we'll see the conclusion in this upcoming summertime transfer. But we definitely need an engine in the middle. We need a great midfielder, playmaker. We need midfield. We need a holding midfielder with Thomas Partey for heavy games. We need a lot. Arsenal need a lot of fixing, a lot of looking at a lot of lines and aligning them. We don't want the disaster of the defense to repeat itself. We need to have depth. We need to have much, much better players on the bench. We need to have, the players on the bench almost as good as the ones playing. There is an opportunity to buy a couple of, rising stars here. So spend the cash, Arsenal. Get us somebody, and let's go for next year's Premier League. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you after Sunday's game.